WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com, alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, the man who's having his cup of coffee or coffee in the big time.
Kavith?
I don't know how that... I don't even understand what all that is.
It would have less gravitas if it said Kavith. Yeah, digging.
I know what they were going for.
That was my Macho Man on Helium impression, everybody. Thank you.
Good job. Twitch DeSangro inside with us.
Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
Lucas Twitch DeSangro. Yeah, I mean, you've been with the show how long now? I'm pretty sure that they know that you haven't, undergone an actual name change. You didn't go, Jim Hellwig to Warrior.
I'd rather, I don't know, Twitch DeSangro just doesn't have to have the same ring as Lucas DeSangro or Twitch. It's one of those things, I don't know, it just sounds...
You just want to go one name like Cher? Or...
No, I'd rather just be with either Lucas
along with Twitch. No.
Either that or Lucas the intern. I don't care. I'd rather I don't I'm still considered an intern. Even if I'm the co-host, still an intern. I've just gotten more status than I would on Howard Stern, which I wouldn't have a job at all. But I would have the.
You are kind of the one-man whack pack of this show.
Oh wow!
Yeah, see that we've got
already have
callers
an objection.
already. Yes. All right. Well, while you're taking care of that here, we'll get into a lot of different things here. We've got the Extreme Rules pay-per-view tomorrow. We'll give our predictions certain to go wrong coming up for the 6 matches on the card for that. Also, we'll talk about an interesting announcement from the El Rey Network. Yeah, it should be that. Yeah, we'll let you know about that and have a little fun with the. Oh, you're back on now.
Yes,
okay.
Lucha Underground's network that they're running on.
Yeah, we'll have a little fun and nostalgia with that to talk about. Also,
anybody who can't get El Rey, it's Lucha Underground's first 2 seasons are on Netflix.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's right. We did talk about that a little bit ago. A couple weeks ago, I think. Yeah, you were here for that when we discussed it. Yes. Also, we're going to talk about how the spotlight in the wrestling world has shined on the country of India.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get into a big thing about that. Also, we'll talk about Billy Corgan's NWA purchasing attempt and the trials and tribulations that have gone on with that.
Just give the guy the company. Come on. He's just give the guy just let him have a wrestling thing. He obviously cares about the industry. You saw that with Impact, and then he got gypped out of that. Give him something. He cares. He means well.
Mm-hmm. And we'll also talk one of your favorite subjects, the ladies.
It's a subject I'm not that well versed at, Fearon, but...
Well, that's why I said it's one of your favorites. I didn't say you were an expert at it.
Well, wouldn't it be my favorite? Well, wouldn't it be a favorite of mine if I knew a lot about it?
Well, not necessarily.
My favorite subject in school was English and history. You know why? Because I passed.
Oh, I thought that was your favorite subject in school.
No, my favorite subject in school was history and English and gym because, I passed those classes.
Okay,
I was good at those classes.
I want to see the puppies.
Okay, yeah, we definitely won't be talking puppies.
I didn't take zoology, though, but I appreciate that, Jerry Lawler.
There you go. And some more not-so-good news with the Raw holiday ratings. So all that plus a whole bunch more here. The Today in Wrestling History, of course, the birthdays. Yeah, that'll be a little interesting as well. And we've got juggling galore here. So we'll get into that in a little bit as well here. We'll get to Ed a little bit early here. So let's get to him here. We'll bring up Ed from Northeast Philly to look at the local scene. Ed, what's going on?
Good afternoon. Triple WA at Academy Hall tonight in Pottstown, PA.
Okay, that should be fun for those out a little west of here.
WWE's on the East Coast again. Reading today at Sandana Arena with a 7:30 p.m. bell time.
Okay, yeah, in preparation for tomorrow, where Extreme Rules will be in Baltimore, I believe.
Baltimore and Wilkes-Barre on Monday for Raw.
Yeah, so they're hovering around. Although Philly, don't worry, they'll be back in about 6 weeks, a little more then for
23rd.
Yeah, for July 23rd for the Battleground pay-per-view.
I had a very nice acquisition pertaining to last night in Trenton. I wasn't able to go. I ended up giving the tickets to an old teacher of mine, but my uncle won a chair at a silent auction. It was a front row seat from the most recent Royal Rumble in San Antonio, and he dropped it off. It was a nice surprise.
A nice belated birthday present kind of thing?
I don't know about that. He saw the chair and he thought of me, which is very much appreciated. I wasn't expecting it, but, you know, he made sure he got the chair. So that's pretty
there
awesome.
you go.
We have the Comic-Con thing at the Convention Center tonight.
Wizard World.
Yeah, that has. I feel like that's been a little bit quieter this year than in years past for whatever reason. I mean, I just haven't heard as much about it. I know that it's gone on. It started this past Thursday and runs through tomorrow.
Yes, I know Wade's Comics and George's are there.
Oh, Thursday night, I think.
Yeah, and I know today for those who are fans of wrestling as well as other things, because there is a wrestling connection to it. The former celebrity at WrestleMania, as well as guest referee of the casket match from the '94 Survivor Series, Chuck Norris, is at the Comic-Con today.
Chuck Norris.
Yes.
Chuck Norris. The guy that got bit by a cobra and days later the cobra died. That Chuck Norris.
Yes, there's. I was gonna say there have also been some WWE stars that have been there. The Hardy Boys were there on Thursday. Bray Wyatt was there yesterday.
Oh wait, no, I've already met the Hardy Boys. But Wyatt.
And scheduled there today. Alexa Bliss as well as Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Big Cass. So for those of you who either are there or on your way down to there, make sure you tell them or ask them how they're doing.
Courtesy of friends of your friends, Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas Twitch.
Yeah, exactly, because they'll know who we are.
Chicago
you never know.
Chicago at the Wrestle Factory next week with 3 p.m. bell time.
Chikara?
Yes.
Yeah, Chikara.
Northeast Philly.
Yep.
That should be a lot of fun
Lightning
as well.
Mike Quackenbush's very storied promotion. Go check it out.
Mike
if you can.
Quackenbush. There's a blast from the past.
And the Tournament of Death is next week in
Yes.
Delaware.
And,
the CZW.
Tournament.
the only state that will allow it at this point.
Oof.
No, seriously though, that's the Vice documentary they did on the Tournament of Death. Delaware's the only state near CZW
In this local area here.
that is not like against deathmatch wrestling with the athletic commissions and all that.
It's kind of the welcome's been worn out with Philly, I guess. Is that?
For those sort of matches, yeah.
And H2O Hardcore Hustle is this coming Friday in Williamstown.
Is that one of Matt Tremont's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They have a lot of brother and sister promotions with CCW.
How was the show last week?
The show last week was.
Battleground show.
Oh, I wasn't able to go, but I know the teacher I spoke of, he went, that I gave the ticket to, he went, and he said, like, compared to the shows that were held there in the past, just going to leave it at that for all of you local, he said, you know, we went there because we thought it was going to be, but train wreck fun, and I'm like, yeah, well, here's the thing, though, it wasn't that, was it? He goes, no, it was very well done, like, it was well policed, like, it was on time, intermission happened, like, there was only one no-show, and then Like he loved it because it wasn't like a train wreck.
It's an awful small venue. I've been in there.
Well, yeah, but in the past it's been those.
Well, yeah, there have been events that have been in there in the past that have led to a lesser reputation. We'll leave it at that.
So
but,
fans that
they're
were
trying to build it back.
Yeah, you know, a lot of it was, you know, I know George's Cards and Collectibles were there helping promote the event, and so were RF Video, and you know it's one of those things that hopefully, you know, I wish the best of luck. You know, it's good. I hope there's a lot more. I want there to be some good independent wrestling in this area. That'd be very nice for this area.
I think the next one is August.
Yep, I have their website up now. August 19th is their next event, and they already have they already have Swoggle promoted for it. For Battleground Championship Wrestling Summer Meltdown. So
I could imagine that. You know, like RF and George working together. I don't know if George is as much, but like they have the connections, so they could probably, you know.
Absolutely. So that should be very interesting. That's coming up on August 19th, so that's still a couple of months away.
And Wildcat next week too.
Yes.
The MFPW and Wildcat Sports, the
going to be
wrestling
working
connection.
together, and that'll be at the 2300 Arena at the corner of Swanson and Rittner in South Philadelphia, formerly known as the ECW Arena. You'll see many stars of the MFPW, as well as featuring Luke Hawks, Stevie Richards, Homicide, among many others.
Holy crap. And Homicide versing one of our very own. It's been advertised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of see where you're going with that. Make sure to visit wildcatwrestling.com for more information, WILDKAT wrestling.com for more information on that, so that way you can, and as well as tickets, so you can come check us out there. I'm not sure what exactly my role is going to be, if any, but I mean, I'm looking forward to being down there. It'll be the first time that I'll be at the 2300 Arena. Not as a fan.
Yeah, same here. And it's, you know, congrats to everybody.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I mean, we did have our remote from there, but that was
not for a show. That was for like
that was for the
Icons of Collectors.
Yeah, the Collector Fest.
Though we did get to meet Chris Hero, who is a very nice guy, and I'm very happy I got to meet him.
It was certainly a treat to talk with him. Always a treat to talk to you as well. Appreciate the look at the local scene. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well. I'm not sure what our plan is for next week here because of the 2300 Arena thing, so we'll figure that out. And
oh,
all right. Well, I was gonna say I'm not even sure what our show status is going to be, as I'm not sure what call time is for the arena, whether we're doing something down there. I got to talk to El Jefe Roberto to see what our options are.
But make sure you stop down and buy tickets for the Wildcat Sports and the MFPW.
Or you can go online and I believe there's the link on there to the 2300 Arena website where you can get tickets. I mean, VIP is only $45, and that'll get you front row there, and I think some other perks as well. So that's
holy crap.
Yeah, that's front row in the old ECW Arena, and some fantastic wrestling action between Wildcat Wrestling and the MFPW. You certainly can't go wrong. And speak of the MFPW, they're returning tonight. That's where we'll be heading pretty much right after this here to the world-famous Monster Factory at 541 Mancho Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. And Josh Briggs will be challenging Mikey Webb for the MFPW Heavyweight Championship. Also, Manny Soriano vies for the Freak Beast Nick Camarado's the MF Live Championship.
Yeah, he had a practically a barn burner with Punishment Damian Martinez last show.
Mm-hmm. Our last event a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And in tag team action, the Fellowship, the Red Scorpion and Plunkett the Ogre take on the Classics. That should be Eric Martin and Tyler Stone. Yeah, those of you in the Delaware and Delco area are very familiar with them.
Trying to prove that old school's still cool.
Exactly. That's what I do on a weekly basis. And Gabby Ortiz battles Riley Shepard in a loser leaves town match.
These two have been going at it for weeks and months. It's
reached a boiling point. And also, my compadre here, Twitch, you've got a very formidable challenge ahead of you in former Supersonic champion Nick Westgate in middleweight action.
It was. I heard the announcement last night. I was excited. I've always wanted to have a match against Nick Westgate. I want to see. It's something I've wanted to do. This might be one of the biggest matches of my career so far. And
I see that you've been bulking up to get into the middleweight division.
Of course, Fearon. Definitely. It's definitely bulk. Yeah.
No, what? That was
bulking up. I'm already in the middle. I'm 175 pounds of pure fantastic muscle. Well, maybe not muscle, but like... That was a little too far. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, I was going to say, that spoke too soon. That was more Twitch than it was Lucas speaking there. I'm 175 pounds. Let's just leave it at that. I qualify for the... I suck. Oh, my God. That's going to be etched in history forever, provided that this show gets saved, and we are... just dig. I say you're digging a hole, son. You're digging a hole.
Yeah, you're. To borrow from our predecessor here, you're pretty much going here at this point. So while you're twirling into oblivion here, we're going to take care of our first bit of business and come on back with some news, notes, and more hilarity here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Bristol Riverside Theater kicks off their 2017 Summer Music Fest with Rosemary Clooney and Friends, Come On at My House, June 15th through the 25th. Known as the Golden Age of Pop, the 1950s gave a whole new meaning to the term girl power. You'll be dancing in the aisles in the pop music of the 50s with songs from Doris Day, Patti Page, K-Star, Teresa Brewer, and of course Rosemary Clooney, just to name a few. For tickets, visit brtstage.org or call 215-785-0100. Join former Phillies All-Stars Ricky Bottalico and Tommy Green along with host John Brazier for the Baseball Insider Show presented by SEPTA immediately following Phillies baseball this Sunday right here on 1490 WBCB and video stream live at WBCB1490.com.
The Trenton Thunder, AA affiliate of the New York Yankees, are back for their 24th season of play on the banks of the Delaware River at Arm & Hammer Park. Join us for Super Value Tuesdays, where kids eat for free and all fans can purchase $1 hot dogs. Join us after the game for fireworks on select Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights throughout the summer. Tickets start at just $11, and groups of 20 or more can get tickets for $8 each. Visit TrentonThunder.com for more information.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
See, I just got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so we might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro. Better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay with it? All right.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to act like, oh, I'm a star now, because clearly I am not. I was just, for me,
No, the stars are all down here at Comic-Con. I was looking at this over the course of the break here. And,
nice segue, by the way. But
Jesse Eisenberg? Oh, he's there this week.
Jesse Eisenberg! Mark Zuckerberg!
See, you made, see, now we have to get into the
Game Grumps.
Yeah, just look up Game Grumps and Zuckerberg or Jesse Eisenberg, and we'll leave it at that. It's not safe for radio. We'll just leave it at that.
But it is very funny.
It is. John Cusack, Thomas
What?
Ian. Yeah.
Like from A Sure Thing, John Cusack?
From 16 Candles, Better Off Dead, Serendipity. Yeah. I know. It's been very quiet in that regard.
He's in my boy stable in terms of actors.
Yeah, Gene Simmons from Kiss.
I heard about that. Chuck
yeah.
Norris, though. Who else? Who's the...
Wait to not talk into the mic as you're looking over here. Thomas Ian Nicholas from Rookie of the Year, which I know that's more my age. But,
I know about
you know about
Rookie
Rookie of the Year? Okay, fair enough.
Kid with the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, now they've actually won things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Phillies are nowhere close. But hopefully they'll be able to turn it around later today here on WBCB.
Is that John Heater?
Yep, from Napoleon Dynamite fame.
Who else?
Yeah, Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World. The Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio. Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, and King of Queens. C. Thomas Howell. Weren't you talking about him earlier?
Yeah, we were, and I'd rather not go back into that subject because that could
get you into some trouble.
That could not get me into some trouble. It's just that would bring back stuff that he just needed the paycheck. Come on,
gotcha. Yeah, so just to name a few, so that's all going on at the Comic-Con this weekend. See, we just went off on a complete tangent here, so let's kind of bring it back.
Say, auditorily speaking, if that makes any sense, because I can't even process anything today if you weren't familiar with the first segment of this show. It just sounds better, I'm saying. To me, at least.
Fair enough. All right, so let's say where to start here. Well, you know what, this should be a lot of fun. This will just take us right back off into another tangent. So El Rey Network issued a press release this past Saturday announcing that Lucha Underground's Rey Mysterio Jr. would serve as Grand Marshal of the 49th annual SCORE Baja 500 Desert Race, along with SCORE's off-road racing legend Ivan Ironman Stewart.
Very nice.
The two sports legends presiding over the festivities that are part of Round 2 of the 2017 SCORE World Desert Championship, which started this past Wednesday and runs through tomorrow in Mexico's Baja California Norte, starting and finishing in Ensenada, the seaside port on the Pacific Ocean 80 miles south of San Diego.
So then what's the tangent? Like,
I'm
getting there?
Patience, Grasshopper, since we just made the Karate Kid reference.
Sorry, Sensei.
El Rey Network will air the entire 27 SCORE Off-Road Series Baja Desert Championship, as well as Baja Desert Championship Origins, a one-hour special that introduces audiences to the breakneck speed and high-stakes drama that bond the multi-generational families who race in the SCORE Off-Road Series. Now, the only thing that I know about SCORE Off-Road anything has to do with the other legend that was mentioned, Ivan Ironman Stewart. That's probably the first time in about 25 years that I've even thought about his name, because he was associated with the arcade and Nintendo game back in the late 80s and early 90s, Super Off-Road. Does that ring a bell at all, or were you a little too young for that?
Not in the slightest, but I always like talking about video games, and I used to play racing games myself. I used to be a big fan of Mario. Well, I don't have the Wii anymore, but I still love Mario Kart. And Forza, the first one, was always a good one for me. We also, also a big fan of Wacky Racers and that dastardly Muttley.
Yeah, well, Ivan Ironman Stewart's Super Off-Road. It was a... it was a racing game that was on an indoor kind of dirt track type thing, and you would play as either, I think it was the red, yellow, or blue truck, and I certainly wasted a lot of quarters in my youth getting my butt kicked in racing games like that. Yeah, we've got here we go. Here's a little sample of it I've got up on the computer screen here.
What is this, a Flash game?
No, this was, like I said, this was an arcade game that was ported to...
is this just YouTube?
From the
video.
Tube of You.
Ah.
Yeah, so there... Oh. And in an ironic wrestling twist, the video screen, the first race that comes up is Fandango.
Ha!
Yeah. Very
Speaking of which,
funny.
I was about to make that reference. It's not like I'm Fandango, where
Okay, maybe not. That was a little while ago. Now they've got the
Fashion
Breezango thing going on.
Oh my God! But the Fashion Police. How great is the Fashion Police?
Most certainly. And also another ironic twist. Stewart is a day late for
birthdays,
as he turns 72 tomorrow.
Ooh.
How about
Is he
that?
any relation to Tony Stewart of NASCAR fame?
You know, I don't know. That is an excellent question. To which I'm.
Or for anybody else that's also not that well versed, the guy in the Home Depot car. I knew that was Tony Stewart.
I don't believe so. I see that he has sons who are also in racing, but they are Brian, Gary, and Craig Stewart. Yeah, so no relation to Tony Stewart as, they do trucks. Tony Stewart does the NASCAR thing.
Mm-hmm.
So similar, but not quite. Also, this is interesting. So India has become a spotlight for the wrestling world over the course of the past few months. Between Impact Wrestling taping episodes this past week in Mumbai. I don't know if you knew about that or
No,
not.
I did. I've been trying to catch up on some Impact. It's just considering in the direction they're going. I'm a huge fan of Matt Sydal, so the fact that he's on syndicated television on a regular basis, along with when he was in Ring of Honor, that was great.
Can't go wrong with that. And of course, the crowning, as we talked a little bit last week, more than a little bit, of Indo-Canadian wrestler Jinder Mahal as WWE champion.
Yeah.
Well, now you got something else to add to the mix. Discovery Communications, the company behind the Discovery Channel and Animal Planet, well, they announced this past week that they have come to an agreement with Ring of Honor to air ROH on their new Indian channel, D Sport.
Ooh, good for them.
Yeah, this will expose Ring of Honor to over 70 million homes in India.
Well, yeah, I was listening to Meltzer talk about it on the Wrestling Observer podcast, and he said that
Journalist Dave Meltzer, for those
wrestling journalists.
Yeah,
I would hope they would know who Dave Meltzer is.
I know, but you're going on a last one name last name basis, so just trying to
on casual terms with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me and Melty, we hung out last week.
Me and Dave.
Yeah, me and Dave the Melts. No, come on now.
No, but he was saying it's a huge market. India is that they're trying to corner, and it's justifiably so. I mean, it's one of the largest populated countries in the world.
Yeah, it's the second most populated country in the world, just behind China. But
and WWE's already. Cornered
they're getting into that market as well because they know that each of those countries has a population of over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
So even if not all of them are wrestling fans, all right. If you're only getting 70 million, I mean that's what
70 million.
That's maybe 1/5 of the entire population of the United States.
It's 70 million.
Yeah. To give you an idea, Impact Wrestling is broadcast to that many homes here in the United States.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how big of a deal this is for Ring of Honor, and perhaps it's in a step in the right direction to break Indian culture from the two common stereotypes in wrestling. Either as an evil foreigner, somebody like a Tiger Jeet Singh or a Great Khali, just to name a few.
Oh, wow. Tiger Jeet Singh's a blast from the past.
Yeah. Well, I had to go
Getting
old school
Kurt Angle
trying
to pay Kurt Angle to blow his nose on the on the American flag, and he ends up blowing his nose on the Indian flag.
Wrestling.
Yep.
Or the other common stereotype, the peaceful yogi. Which, you remember Jinder Mahal's gimmick from last summer?
Yeah, I do. Stupid idiot. Stupid. Or you could have him as the plucky rocker. I mean, that was entertaining. But I was going to say...
Well, I mean, we're talking about how the majority of Indian wrestlers, when they come over to the United States, they generally have one of those two stereotypes.
Well, but at the same time, here's Impact with Sanjay Dutt, who doesn't have any of those gimmicks. He's just really good at what he does. He's also former student of the Monster Factory.
True, but I think his name's modeled after. But I think the difference is he is of Indian descent. I mean, he was born in the United States, so I think it's one of those things. I mean, his parents were Indian, so I guess because he was born here in the States, there's not as, I don't know.
Who's Sanjay Dutt?
Yeah.
That's still, but like, I don't see how that wouldn't make sense. He's of Indian descent. You could have somebody.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal. What was he born in India or was he born in Canada?
That is an excellent question, which I can certainly go ahead and look up. Okay. So yeah, he was born in Calgary. Dramatic pause. Alberta, Canada.
Yeah. So like, I don't see the difference besides one being born in Canada and one being born in the U.S. They still weren't born in India, but it's still a market they could corner. Considering like, plus, I mean, Jinder. Randy really is fond of Jinder, and he said in the past how he thinks Jinder is very talented. So hopefully this goes well, because if Jinder's title reign goes well, then that means that he'll do well and better in India, because it's. I hope for the best for this title reign, because that means WWE ultimately makes more money, and then they can continue to be, a global powerhouse and they continue to be in business.
Well, yeah, and you certainly want, you definitely hope for that. Although when you look at the ratings here in the States, maybe there's some could argue that there may be too much of a focus on the global market. As now, granted, I know that one of the excuses that are going to be let out to it as well, it was on a holiday with the Memorial Day this past Monday.
Well,
but
also, like Best of the Super Juniors, in terms of other wrestling fans, they're too focused on that. Their sleep schedules all knocked around because they're staying up to watch a match in Japan, or a bunch of matches in Japan.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this can. I don't know. I mean, that could play a factor. I think maybe a smaller factor than the fact that it's a holiday and there are other things going on, and perhaps just some of the general disinterest and malaise in general. But this past Monday's WWE Raw scored a 1.75 rating, down from the 1.88 rating the show drew last week. So that is a low mark for 2017.
True, but at the same time, but around this time of year, it's not like that was like that in like September and October last year, wasn't it?
That's just what I was getting to. Raw averaged a little over 2.6 million viewers, down about 30,000 on average from last week. To give you an idea, last year Raw had a 2.19 rating with 3.229 million viewers, a drop of about 617,000 people from last year to this year. And how low it's gotten, it's tied for the second lowest Raw rating in the history of the program. Yeah, tied with the September 26th of 2016 episode, which also had a 1.75 and also had stiff competition from both Monday Night Football and the first presidential debate. Yes.
Just excuse me for a moment.
Okay, you go ahead. You're right there.
Yeah, I just didn't want to overly blast.
Didn't want to sneeze into the. Yeah, I got you.
Well, not just that. I also didn't want to yell right into the microphone and have everybody.
And make editing havoc for me later. Gotcha.
I have the vocal cords of a singer, so I can get very loud.
Yes.
I don't think backing away from the mic would have helped.
Probably not. Now, in case you were wondering, and I'm sure some of you out there might have been, the lowest Raw rating ever was from way back on December 23rd, 1996.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 97.
Well, in this case, it goes back to just before 97, when Raw had a 1.5 rating. And for those curious, on the other side of the Monday Night Wars, there was only one episode of Nitro that did lower than this past Monday's Raw. The December 11th, 2000 Nitro had a 1.70 rating.
Was there anything notable in terms of greatness or car crash? What was happening? Was there anything in the...
What was there anything with that specific Nitro that caused it to be so low? Is that...
Besides it being Nitro in the 2000s, was there a specific moment that stood out with that episode? Was there one of those botchamania moments is what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I think it was just general overall malaise, but I'm I don't know. I think even by that point, I had, for the most part, tuned out and was just kind of focused in on Raw and not doing as much jumping back and forth between USA and TNT back then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, that was, let's see, December 2000, so that would have been the start of my sophomore year of college. Yeah, quite a while ago.
I would have been 2 or 3. 2.
You would have been 2. Yeah, so you definitely weren't watching.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because even at 3, or 2 or 3, I could have been, this is a bunch of malarkey, to quote former Vice President Joe Biden.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we've got some more interesting things.
It's the most political reference we'll ever get.
Exactly. Not going any further with that.
Thank you.
But one place I wish I could go to, but just for the hilarity of it, but with my commitments, I'm not able to. But perhaps you can if Paulsboro is a little too far of a drive for you. Tonight is a drag at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Ooh. Tonight marks the second annual Biggest Loser Drag Show. That's right. Roughly 40 participants have been shedding weight since the beginning of March, and tonight the competitors will be performing a lip sync in drag.
Yes.
Exactly.
Damn it. Why can't we go?
Because you're going to be wrestling Nick Westgate tonight.
Well, of course, I know that. It's
a rhetorical question. I got you.
Can't they just reschedule the event around our schedule? Of course they can't. What am I asking for? You know.
But I mean, as much as it's for fun, there's also a good cause behind it. The competitors have also all been raising money for the American Heart Foundation. So it's all going to a good cause as well. So that should be fun and interesting, and there's prizes for the best performance, as well as they have prizes to the biggest percentage of weight lost and other things. There are some fitness sponsors involved. I believe there's a makeover as one of the prizes from a sponsoring salon. So it's a good time and should be a fun night to check out. Also coming up on June 16th, a week from this Friday, is the next bottle release called 11 Minutes, which is a Belgian whip brewed with rosemary. And in honor of the return of Twin Peaks, the goblet now has Diane t-shirts on sale. Because this is, a damn fine cup of coffee stout. It's just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly.
God, I love that slogan, that tagline.
Yeah, came up with it all by myself. And
Gold Star.
Yeah, and Mike and Bubba and Jay over at the Goblet loved it, and we've been rolling with it ever since. Speaking of which, I got to talk to them. I'm trying to see if maybe a little bit like near the end of the month here. I know we've been like kicking it around for the last 6 months or so, but seeing if we can get over there to do a beers and body slams type show.
Yes, we need to get Reese on the show.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have to. I know. I got to get some behind the scenes things together and make sure that it's all good with El Jefe Roberto. I'd love to be able to. Now's a good time, too, because we don't have as many remote obligations since we're outside of the high school sports realm. And once football kicks in, coming up in August and late August into early September, the remotes will be more of a challenge to make happen.
I bet.
So I figure, hey, perfect time. If nothing else, maybe we can set it up for Goblet Stock coming up in July.
Yes.
That could be another possibility. So a few things kind of on the way here. We'll get to more things here, including an interesting story from Billy Corgan, and we still got to talk a little bit of the ladies.
Predictions as well.
And our predictions certain to go wrong for the Extreme Rules event tomorrow night on the WWE Network. All that and more, alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Looking for a new place to unwind after work? Grab a friend and make your way over to the happy hour at the Bluebell Inn in Montgomery County. Enjoy daily happy hour drink specials from 5 to 7 weeknights, plus half-price bar menu favorites like buffalo chicken bites, margarita flatbread, and buck-a-shuck oysters. And stick around for live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night on the Bluebell Inn's beautiful outdoor patio. Visit bluebellinn.com or call 215-646-2010 for more information.
Join Rebecca's forecast Tuesday at 10 a.m. She'll take your calls, questions, and fill you in on what's happening for your personal sun sign. Join Rebecca's forecast once again every Tuesday at 10 a.m. right here on 1490 WBCB.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Phillies fans, if you want to get inside the game, inside the team, and inside the strategy, then we've got you covered. Tune into the Baseball Insiders presented by SEPTA every Sunday following Phillies baseball. Former Phillies All-Stars Ricky Vitaligo and Tommy Green join host Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazier to recap all the action and look ahead to what's coming up for the Fightin' Phils. The Baseball Insiders presented by SEPTA right here on 1490 WBCB and video stream live at WBCB1490.com.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, June 3. On this date in 1996, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Asheville, North Carolina. In the main event, Lex Luger and Sting fought the Steiner brothers to a no contest. On this date in 2002, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Dallas, Texas. In the main event, Steve Austin pinned Ric Flair. On this date in 2007, WWE held its One Night Stand pay-per-view. In the main event, John Cena pinned the Great Khali in a Falls Count Anywhere match to retain the WWE Championship. On this date in 2013, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Hartford, Connecticut. In the main event, Curtis Axel defeated John Cena by countout in a no disqualification match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, June 3. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro. I'm Fearon Derry, and you sounded a bit perplexed there by one of those Today in Wrestling histories. In fact, you pretty much literally went, "What?"
Yeah, it's no disqualification match. He loses by countout? By countout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe history will repeat itself tomorrow. In fact, we'll get into that right now. The prediction's certain to go wrong for the Extreme Rules lineup. And actually, we'll lead off... we'll save that, actually. We'll go... I don't know what the order is going to be, so we'll just go with what I have typed up on the old notes here. So the mixed tag match, Rich Swann and Sasha Banks against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Gotta love the mixed tag match action.
Rich Swann and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too. I don't really have a reason behind it. It's that one's almost a coin flip for me, I guess.
You don't really watch 205 Live, so it's...
Well, I know, because usually by the time I get home from training when it's on, I'm just ready to corpse, so...
No, I understand. I don't really... I try to watch it when I can. I just... That muskrat-faced Scotsman Noam Dar. Because I don't know if I can say the OSW thing they said about Portuguese.
Yeah. No, probably, but I'll have to do a little more research first, so probably better for you to err on the side of caution of that. Austin Aries challenging for the third time against Neville, this time in a submission match for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Aries. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Aries. The fans definitely win the match, though.
Yeah, the hopefully I'm kind of thinking the third time's the charm here for Aries. Steel cage tag team action, yo.
Yes.
The Hardy Boys against Cesaro and Sheamus. Inside the confines of a steel cage.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hardys. I'm always gonna go the Hardys.
They're just gonna win forever. They will just delete time and just reign for all eternity.
I don't care, man. They're both back in WWE, and I don't care if I'm going with my heart on this one. I will always have the Hardys. That's my pick. You don't even have to ask. It's gonna be the Hardys.
Oh man, it'll be 2037 and Matt Hardy will be in his 60s. You'll still be picking him.
It'll be wonderful. Jesus. All right, so let's.
Boo.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Nick.
completely understand and agree with that.
You deserve to be booed on that. Alexa Bliss against Bayley in a kendo stick on a pole match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Vince Russo.
You're picking Vince Russo to win.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Yes, they're finally going with my idea.
Bro.
Oh, man. That's actually what...
Hey, that wasn't a bad...
That wasn't a bad Russo impression?
Yeah, I mean, it gives Jim Cornette a little bit of a
giggle.
A wake-up call. He'd be like, Russo, I can smell him. I can smell Russo. You know how I feel about Vince Russo. And if you don't, please just YouTube it, because it's the funniest thing ever. He buries There's the thing. Jim Cornette buries the universe. The 1 and 2. The second one, he buries Vince Russo for 45 minutes, and it's the greatest thing ever. Oh, wow.
It's so great you're punching the counter there.
Yeah. I had to put over how great it is. But yeah, Alexa Bliss.
And I'll save that follow-up for about 10 minutes when we're off the air here, just because I don't want to take the shovel from Jim Cornette.
Who do you have for that? Who do you have?
I have Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's match. Way to get me back on track here.
Just making sure.
All right, Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title, defending it against The Miz. If Ambrose is disqualified, he will lose the championship.
Extreme. This isn't really, it's just perplexing for me. It's more, I don't know about hard, it's more about just hoping that he gets a little bit more out of his title reign and has a good feud. So I think I pick Ambrose to retain his title.
There you go. I'm thinking that somehow The Miz will win the match, maybe by that count out, since the disqualification will garner him the title. Maybe if he wins by count out, he wins the match. They end up setting up for a rematch maybe down the road at SummerSlam.
So ultimately,
Who knows?
though, Ambrose retains.
Yeah, but I'm picking Miz to win.
Oh, I don't really. If Ambrose retains,
If Ambrose retains, you're happy.
That's all I want the prediction to be, is like Ambrose retains the title. I don't really care. Regardless.
Gotcha. And finally, the Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules match to determine the number one contender to the WWE Universal title, held by Brock Lesnar, a name that's just been pretty much absent from everybody's minds.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe.
Senor Joe, the numbers don't lie. They spell disaster for you. Extreme Rules.
No.
Thank you, Big Papa Twitch.
Welcome. Yeah, no, I'm going with Balor.
Good job there.
Pay homage to the next world champion.
Yeah, just to play safe on that. Anyway, who you got on that? Or you know what? I'll give you my pick.
Balor.
Oh, you said Balor? Okay, I couldn't tell in your giggle fit there. I was back and forth on this, and back, forth, sideways, pretty much every way that the Great Glass Wonkavator went.
Wow, that's hell of a reference, by the way.
But I'm ultimately going with Finn Balor.
Good.
Interesting.
Good job. Good.
All right, couple more things to get into here. So Billy Corgan's attempt to purchase the NWA brand has yet to be finalized. Feels like we've been talking about this for months. In fact, a source with knowledge of the situation described the deal to ProWrestling.net's Jason Powell as being inches away from falling apart.
Oh, come on. Just let him have a wrestling. He cares about this industry. Just let him have a wrestling business.
Well, apparently one of the major holdups is that current NWA owner and president Bruce Tharpe allowed the NWA merchandising trademark to expire back on December 2nd, 2016.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
That schmuck.
Thank you, Yogurt. Man, I thought that would have gotten a better reaction out of you.
I know
you're
made me call him a schmuck.
Well, no, I meant the merchandising drop.
No, I love the reference, but it's like, why? How could you let? How can you let the merchandising license expire? Oy vey, I'm having a conniption bubble.
Yeah. According to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Tharpe reapplied for the trademark on March 30th of this year, which is said to be roughly a few weeks after he began negotiating with Corgan. The trademark is listed as live at this point by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. However, a source says that while the trademark is listed as live, it actually requires further review. Corgan declined to discuss the matter.
They're throwing a red flag on the field?
I guess.
Are you
I don't
kidding
know.
me?
Corgan has no comment on the matter, and attempts to reach Tharpe before the ProWrestling.net story was published were unsuccessful. All right, in other news, the ladies will now get to cash in. WWE announcing this past Tuesday that the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match will take place Sunday, June 18th at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view from the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and streamed live around the world on WWE Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. The match will feature WWE superstars Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina competing for the opportunity to receive a contract to challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship anytime within the next year. The match was made official Tuesday night by SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon.
Which I must say, it was after the Fatal 5-Way was supposed to go down, and they all just started beating the crap out of each other before the match even started. Natalya gets put through a table by Becky Lynch, and then you just hear his theme song, and he just gingerly walks out and does his, trots out, does a little dancing, does the fist.
Yeah, a little fist chest bump thing.
Like, oh yeah, no, never mind. Natalya just got put through a table. What's up, guys? So casual. Never mind.
Money. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that table's gonna cost a lot of money.
Maybe.
Dollar.
Oh boy. All right, and also, how could I forget this? George's Cards and Collectibles bringing you more signings coming up Saturday, June 17th from 10:30 a.m. till noon. Phillies catching prospect Jorge Alfaro will appear, if he isn't called up by this point, at the Neshaminy Mall Sports Cards and Collectibles show. Plus 2 appearances Saturday, July 8th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Former WWE stars King Kong Bundy and one half of the Vaudevillains, Simon Gotch. George's has 2 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. Got about a minute and a half left, so time for
birthdays.
All right, we've got 1 plus 3 Brucey bonuses.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, because 1 was all I could find in the wrestling world. On this date in 1980, Jesse Gilmette was born. The former Ring of Honor and CZW star known as Pepper Parks, but known currently in Impact Wrestling as Braxton Sutter, turns 37 today.
He was also trained.
37. What? I'm 37. I'm not old.
Certainly is not.
He's also trained by Les Thatcher.
Yes, he was. And to the Brucey bonuses, things outside of the world of wrestling. On this date in 1950, June Denise Chandler was born. The singer and songwriter with chart-topping hits Too Much, Too Little, Too Late, It's Gonna Take a Miracle, and Let's Hear It for the Boy, better known as Denise Williams, turns 67 today. On this date in 1967, Anderson Hayes Cooper was born. The 5-time Emmy Award-winning CNN journalist and CBS 60 Minutes correspondent turns the big 5-0 today.
Good for him.
And on this date in 1986, Rafael Nadal Pereira was born. The 2-time Olympic gold medalist and 9-time French Open tennis champion, better known as Rafa Nadal, turns 31 today. And he's already well on his way to a possible 10th as he won his third-round matchup at the French Open yesterday.
Wow.
So there you go, little sports crossover there. So that's going to do it for us. We're on our way down to Paulsboro, the MFPW arena. Come check it on out. and see Twitch in action tonight against Nick Westgate, and I'll be providing the action, all the play-by-play action, live on location, and you can also check it out with all the Monster Factory and the MFPW stuff that we've talked about quite a bit.
The merchandising.
Exactly. Until next week, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.